Now, currently, he and his social media team, they are busy trying to mock President Trump on X by posting messages in all caps. He's trying to pretend to be Donald Trump.
Republicans love hating Gavin Newsom for a lot of reasons, I guess, but mostly because, like him or not, you know who he is. And right now in California, and honestly across the U.S., people are loving Newsom big time. And for one simple reason. Gavin Newsom is telling Donald Trump to, well, can you guess?
I absolutely think it's showing signs of working. And let's take a look at the voters who know Gavin Newsom best. Those voters out in California, those California Democrats. California Democrats on Newsom for governor, you go back to 2023, just 35% wanted him to run for president. Look at the percentage now who are excited for a run for president for Gavin Newsom. What is that? That's a 40-point climb. My goodness gracious, a rising tide of support for Gavin Newsom. Remember, back in 2023, the majority of Democrats did not want Joe Biden to run for another term, but California Democrats in Gavin Newsom's home state did not want him to run either. And now 75% are excited for him to run. And more than that, he's getting a higher percentage of the vote than Kamala Harris in her home state. He is beating the former vice president, who, of course, was the Democratic nominee in 2024. As I said, a rising tide of support for the California governor.
And we always say it's very early to be looking at 2028 polling. But why is California polling so important?
Why is it so important? Because I want you to take a look. It's one of those benchmarks, the home state polling for presidential candidates. If they can't win the primary in their home state, they ain't going to win anywhere. What are we talking about? Pres nominees and home state primaries. All of them won. All the nominees won. And all of them led in the early polls. So, yes, winning California is not tantamount to winning the nomination, but it is one of those stepping stones that you have to make it to if you, in fact, want to win the nomination historically. And, of course, in California, it has the most delegates out of any of the states that, of course, take part in the Democratic primary.
How are things looking nationally for Democrats?
Okay, so we're looking at the states, right? We're looking at Gavin Newsom's home state, but how about nationally? Does what we're seeing in California translate nationally? Chance of being the 2028 Democratic nominee, according to the prediction markets. Back on June 1st, before all this strategy, before all this confrontation with Donald Trump, you saw Gavin Newsom 11%, AOC at 10%, Buttigieg at 8%. Look at where Gavin Newsom has shot up to now. 27% now is the clear front runner, not at 50% plus, but still the clear front runner, at least according to the prediction markets. What we're seeing in California isn't staying in California.
You've seen Newsom's memes, and yes, they're hilarious, mocking tiny fingers at every turn, highlighting man titties insanity by putting it front and center. But at the heart of Newsom's success is this simple premise. Finally, the Democrats are speaking to Trump's cruelty and sociopathy by saying the three words Americans feel in their heart every time Trump opens his mouth.
Go fuck yourself.
And that is significant. It all started with Texas's redistricting, marginalizing poor and people of color, and has now thrust Newsom to the forefront of American politics. So how did all this happen? Well, Newsom has been seen as one of those elite liberals when he's not really elite at all. The guy's worth millions, but lives in a modest home, California standards anyway, and drives a 10-year-old car. And when he fucks up, he owns it. I was doing talk radio in San Francisco back in 2020 when Newsom was seen at a dinner party at the expensive French Laundry restaurant in Napa, violating his own administration's COVID-19 guidelines. We all gave him shit, and he deserved it. I mean, the whole thing fueled accusations of hypocrisy and having an out-of-touch elite lifestyle. So what did Newsom do? He held a press conference and said, I screwed up. Don't do as I did. It won't happen again. It was impressive and effective. It takes a man to do that. When was the last time Trump apologized?
But I am not unpopular.
People remember that shit. In recent years, Newsom has cultivated a more casual, combative communication style on social media and in national debates. And now, well, Gavin Newsom is taking the gloves off and daring Trump to come at California. Look, I live in California, and if Trump denies public funds already earmarked for us, he'll be fucking with the fourth largest economy in the world.
California Governor Gavin Newsom and his team have figured out a very entertaining way to deal with Donald Trump at his own rhetorical level. They've got a new social media strategy that is both, I got to say, pretty damn funny and I think extremely effective, mocking the president with a spot-on impression of his very weird communication style. Since Newsom jumped into the ongoing redistricting fight, his official Twitter account has been posting Trump style. Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hand, so tiny. And now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying we can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Uses the little baby stairs now. Sad. Has all the Trump trademarks, all capital letters, random quotation marks, little parentheticals, complete unhinged absurdity. From just this morning, I thought this was a good one. I hate Kid Rock. GCN. a reference to Trump's infamous "I hate Taylor Swift." Another drags the vice president into it. Not even JD Just Dance Vans can save Trump from the disastrous Maps war he has started. Not even his eyeliner lines look as pretty as California map lines. He will fail, as he always does. Sad, and I, the peacetime governor of our nation's favorite, will save America once again. Many are now calling me Gavin Christopher Columbus Newsom because of the maps. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Beyond the mockery of Trump's text posts, Newsom has also been posting Trump-style AI-generated images of himself, including this, I think, absolute masterpiece of Newsom deep in a moment of reflection or prayer, flanked by 3 MAGA icons and the laying of hands, Kid Rock, who he hates, Tucker Carlson, and the angelic spirit of the recently departed Hulk Hogan. Again, a spot-on mockery of Trump, who isn't doing any of this satirically. What has been equally hilarious has been to watch the joke just go soaring over the heads of Trump's sycophants in the media.
And when Homan talks shit about arresting Newsom, well, let's say Trump and company back down like the little bitches that they be.
Tom Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his words. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror, the hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
And of course, in addition to all this giving Newsom a huge bump, the California governor is also performing a mind game on Donnie Diapers as Trump struggles with a sagging economy, blowback on his dictatorial ambitions, and of course, the Epstein files.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
At a press conference today, asked about Newsom, Trump displayed his typical slurring, mind-wandering, substance-free attack.
Incompetent. The governor's incompetent. You know, Gavin. I know Gavin very well. He's an incompetent guy with a good line of bullshit. And he doesn't get the job done.
All right, first of all, anyone who wears a hat that says, I'm right about everything, that person has problems. And Trump is so intimidated by Newsom that he started making shit up about the Senate bill that called for affordable housing in the Palisades. You know who's fighting against that in the Palisades? Newsom and L.A. Mayor Karen Bass. But what's happening here is notable. While Trump holds press conferences and lies about everyone from Joe Biden to John Bolton, Newsom is joining South Park and standing up and mocking both Trump's physical shortcomings and his limited mental state.
Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had in this country. And you do not have a small penis. Ah, thanks, gang.
And you know this is driving him mad. And of course, Fox News, knowing that Trump was on Epstein Island while children were being attacked, still supports him and even gets conned into reading Newsom's tweets to MAGA idiots.
On X by posting messages in all caps.
And the Democratic Party is getting on board. There is a strong chorus of fuck you, Trump, echoing through the hallowed halls of both federal and state legislatures across America. And while Trump attacks Bolton, Newsom has dared the soiled diaper to come for us in California.
We got here because the President of the United States is struggling. We got here because the President of the United States is one of the most unpopular presidents in U.S. history. We got here because he recognizes that he will lose the election. Congress will go back into the hands of the Democratic Party next November. We got here because of his failed policies. Those are being exposed hour by hour, reinforced today by Walmart announcing they'll be raising prices because of the tax increases, because of the tariffs. Reminded every day by a slowing economy, growing mistrust, distrust all across this nation. Across the board, he is failing. He recognized that, and that's why he made a phone call to Greg Abbott, asking for 5 seats. Can't win by playing by traditional sets of rules. He plays by no rules. I remind you all the time, it's not the rule of law, it's the rule of Don. And we're standing up to that. We're responding to that. They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they just did. Donald Trump didn't do what he just did. He went so far as to follow up and say that he didn't just want those 5 seats. He said he's, quote unquote, entitled to those 5 seats. Just pause and reflect on that. Everything should have just stopped there. President of the United States claiming he's entitled to 5 seats. That should put chills up your spine. Every Republican, not just Democrat and Independent, every American.
And lurking in the background of this story is the moral outrage and anger brewing in the National Guard, where Americans who signed up to protect American interests are instead attacking Americans. That's why Newsom's comments are resonating. You know, Trump is more of a tumor than a cancer. The real cancer is the hillbilly MAGA contingent that has no more interest in making America great than Melania does in shagging pouty Funkwinkle. The Democrats need a message, and right now that message is, we gave you 10 years with this obese parasite, and all he did was undo the 200 years of democratically raised principles and Judeo-Christian ideals that made us a beacon for the world. Trump has turned that light into a wet fart, and Americans are finally standing up and telling Trump to go, and, come on, say it with me.
Hey, Trump, fuck you.
Yeah, and this is how we win.
Goddamn right.
It's sitting on my desk.
Who you talking to?
I could be a stupid person.
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Do you have no shame?
I'm sorry, man.
It's not fair. Are you not entertained? Jeffrey Epstein? They don't know what the they're doing.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.